tell a friend, and don't forget, if you love the video, to run it up, share it out, get the message out to the collective, right? Tell a friend to tell a friend. So,
Look, it was muting over there.
was it? It was muted?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. All we said was, what's your zodiac sign? That's all we were saying. What's your zodiac sign? Hey, what's your zodiac sign? Aries. We got Aries. And shout out to the Aries. Hey, shout out to them Aries. Hey, shout out to them Aries. Let me just say something like that. Hey, we got Taurus. We got Gemini. We can't forget the Cancers. Hey, what's your zodiac sign? That's all we was doing, y'all. I'm sorry we had you muted. It's like, what's your zodiac sign? Hey, we got Leo and Virgo. Hey, happy birthday to the Virgos. Hey, happy birthday to the Virgos. Hey, go Virgo. Hey, go Virgo. Hey, happy birthday to them Virgos. Hey, and next we got Libra. Hey, y'all know I love a Libra. Hey, and shout out to the Libras. Hey, and now we got Scorpio. Hey, shout out to the Scorpios. Hey, big love to the Scorpios. Hey, and next we got Saggy. Hey, myself, I'm a Saggy. Hey, myself, I'm a Saggy. Hey, and Capricorn's after me. Hey, and shout out to the Capricorns. Yeah, shout out to the Capricorns. Hey, go. Hey, what's your zodiac sign? Hey, Aquarius, right? Or maybe a Pisces. That's all we were saying, so sorry, y'all. Okay, if you didn't catch it, we wanted to give you guys, we call it an EP. What do you call it?
Praise and worship.
What do you call it? A sample clip.
Praise and worship music.
A little clip, all right? We didn't want to leave y'all out. So thank you guys for joining us.
So how's everyone doing? Pray everyone is having a good evening. I'm dealing with my own different little stuff. Nothing to do with y'all. Like, I don't want to project no energy out. So I pray everyone as well. We got some cards and we're going to pull some messages.
You all right, man?
Just be present, you know.
I can't see. What's up, y'all? What's that? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that was supposed to mean. Hey, y'all. Thanks for letting us know you couldn't see anything. I mean, you couldn't hear anything. We appreciate that, okay?
Yeah, it be rushing so much, so fast sometimes.
It's okay, right?
You know?
We're just learning to slow down, right? That could be a part of the message, right? You could be needing to slow down too, right?
Yeah.
You know, I feel like we are in such a rush throughout the day just to get things done, just to be on time, just to show up, right? And sometimes we just need to take our time. That's it, you know? And I feel like, you know, it's crazy because I'm a person that I make a lot of mistakes, right? I make a lot of mistakes in life. And, you know, I feel like a lot of my mistakes, you know, as I grow older, you know, could be avoided if I just slow down, right?
Yeah.
So, you could be in that energy too, seeing little, things about yourself that you want to change, right? As you continue to grow. And that's okay, right? We all make mistakes. We all have hiccups. We all have moments of what you may call shame or embarrassment or whatever. But, what do you do after that? That's what's most important, right? So you could be feeling that, but we got plant the seeds, okay? Negativity loves to come in and, when you're winning, negativity loves to come in and convince you that, one little small mistake or hiccup or delay is going to delay, your entire destiny or your entire purpose. And that's not true. When something happens, you have to literally get up, dust it off, what Aaliyah say, and try it again. That's for real. Like, things are going to happen. There's flaw in every human. We make errors and mistakes, and we press forward.
I feel like also, just to add to what she's saying, our integrity, it outweighs your flaw. Like, if you have integrity,
Yep.
because you're going to make flaws and like, you're going to do things, you're going to have certain moments. But when you're a person that has integrity, it kind of outweighs,
That's
like,
right.
it outweighs, it outweighs a lot. I mean, true integrity, like.
That's real.
Indeed.
Okay. So we got plant the seeds coming out for you automatically, and I love this. Something's fertile. I see fertilizer. Something's fertile. You could be fertile. Something could just be growing. Okay. Right. Things could really just be growing for you right now. Like, I really see something growing. Like, relationships. There could be someone healing. A relationship with their child, you know what I'm saying? Maybe there was some tension, maybe someone's child is starting to realize that, mom or dad, is giving me valuable information. Someone's planting seeds and, they're being fertilized. Something like that. Okay? Something very significant about a cat here. You can have a calico cat. Okay? Cats are very good energy readers, but they are better. I feel like they are better with vibrations, right? So they read the vibrations. If the energy is off, a cat will normally stay away from you, right? But this cat seems to want to be close to this woman. So I don't know if you're a cat lover and your cats could just be wanting to be more friendly, more loving, more close to you, whatever it is. You're planting seeds, and when you plant things, they grow, right? Now, the only way they don't grow is when you plant seeds and you don't water them, right? Because once you plant the seed, if you leave it there and you allow the sun to just dry it up and you never help water it, then a lot of times the crops won't grow. Or if you have the wrong soil or whatever it is, right? You have to get down there and work through it. So, I don't know, plant the seeds here. I feel like someone's planting seeds. And the seeds that you're planting, they're making a difference. In someone's life, okay? Someone could be doing a lot more grounding, okay? You could be getting more into natural herbs and plant medicine, okay? Something like that. You could have a green thumb. I just see a green thumb. A person that can grow plants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just see, I see an abundance of things growing because someone's dropping seeds everywhere. It's like everywhere you go, you could be literally planting seeds. That could be being kind to someone. That could be dropping wisdom and knowledge on people. That could be picking up the tabs for people at places, whatever you're doing. I don't know what it is because a lot of you guys are doing a lot of these things. Something. Okay, right? Something very significant about greens, too. You could be needing to eat more greens. Okay? Right? Someone could be like, I don't really like vegetables, right? Put them in a smoothie. Do something. I don't know. Something like that. I'm seeing some purple cabbage here, too. I don't know if you ate this. You could be needing to eat this. That's good for your root chakra. A purple cabbage. That's good for the root chakra. You know, when you feel bound, when you feel like you can't move, when you feel like your energy is being harvested, you know, some red cabbage, sauteed up, right? You know, it might be good for you. Let's see.
Okay, so over here I'm picking up on a King of Wands in reverse, Aries masculine kind of energy. Oh, that was from the Greece. And you being advised to soar. It says you're being asked to stop dimming your own light. Period. It's time for you to come out of the shadows and let your authentic self soar. Fly high, dear one. Ruthless, impulsive. So, also, with the King of Wands, you could be setting unachievable expectations. It says that in the footnote. And with it saying soar, I think that maybe, I don't know, like, you know, it's kind of hard to make a real genuine assumption. But what I can say is, if you're a person and you want to get something done, or, you know, you're trying to figure out how to get it done, first of all, it's best to go into it and expect it to be work, and expect for work to have to be done. You know, don't expect to see results out of, especially for people who do spiritual work. Thank you, Spirit. Like, nothing happens like right away, or you can, I mean, but most times things take time and they take work and effort. And impulsiveness, like, that could also be a thing that stands in the way of you soaring, being impulsive. Gratitude to the moon in reverse. Darkness and insecurities, inner confusion, misinterpretation, repressing emotions, and release of fear. It's like, there's a lot of things that I want to say, but I keep getting the same King of Wands, right? I got this energy earlier, the fire. I've been getting the same old energy for this past 3 days. So I don't want to make it like, because sometimes I feel like certain people watch me and they think that I may be talking to them. But what I'll say is, like, to this energy, this masculine, this fire sign again, from earlier and from yesterday, right? Gratitude, it can raise your frequency, right? It's out here. Like, if you struggling with certain things, if you can find an energy of gratitude, it can help you raise your frequency. Like, you know, I'm gonna just get out the energy, because, you know, it's been 3 days and it's the same old thing, right? So I'm gonna shoot for something else.
I like this energy over here because somebody just growing. It's a whole lot of growing. I don't know if your hair growing, your nails growing. Mine is, okay, right? Something, you know what I'm saying? Skin glowing, things. Somebody's just planting things. Queen of Pentacles coming out. I don't know if you're a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Heavy on the Virgo. Happy birthday to the Virgos, right? Virgo, you showing up. Right? I don't know. Someone's very aware of who they are, okay? Someone's like, you know, someone understands that, what is that? Someone understands that they need their energy to get where they're trying to go, right? Something like that, okay? Because we got Tantric Journey. You're on a journey here. Number 42 could be significant for you. And then we have Affirmation for Growth. So I don't know if you've been praying more about growing. You know, I have, right? I don't know if you have been speaking growth over your life or whatever you've been doing, but there's growth here, okay? We got plant the seeds and then growth, affirmation for growth. Someone's like tired of being the same person that they once were. You know, someone's like, you know, really wanting to find a new part of themselves. You know, I feel like I'm seeing someone like unlocking different compartments of themselves that they didn't understand were even hidden or locked or something like that, right? Okay, there could be someone working towards like I don't know, I'm seeing like a farm or something like that. Okay, I don't know if you're learning how to create your own farm, how to just exist on a farm or whatever it is. This could be significant for someone here. Hmm. Okay, and we got tantric journey number 42. It says the frequency of tantric journey helps us to unlock the hidden knowledge and wisdom that we hold about how to reach a state of wholeness and completion through our sensual experiences with ourselves and one another. So someone's on a journey here. Okay, right? You could be just like in your strongest power right now. People could be really seeing how important you are to them right now. Like, sometimes people think you're disposable and invaluable, right? And then, maybe you pull your energy back, maybe you stop going around, maybe they just don't have access to you, and then they learn how valuable you truly were to their lives. Something like that. Okay? I don't know. I feel like you could give people a lot of, a feeling of safety. Like, I don't know if you hold it down with the money, Queen of Pentacles, because, Queen of Pentacles is about her bag, too. This is a person that works very hard for the things they want in life. I feel like you're very strategic right now, too, in this energy. The Queen of Pentacles is someone that knows how to get money, but she also knows how to, she knows how to use her finances to, keep a legacy. It's not just for her, she's trying to build like a legacy. She is someone who is striving to be like an ancestor that is remembered. Like when she goes out of this world, this physical body, her name is gonna ring bells in places because, like, this is a person that worked hard for something, towards something, a goal, achievement. I don't know, something like that. You're on a tantric journey.
She got a witch's hat on too.
Okay.
Could be a little magic.
Right. Could definitely be very magical. You could have green fingernails right now. Something about the color green is very significant. I don't know. It
look,
could be
it's
just
a green little. Look at that.
A green bug. Yeah.
Little green little bug, little teeny little. He just stopped moving.
Oh boy.
All right, y'all. So I'm feeling a little better about. It's crazy. Sometimes you can get into a reading and you can literally feel bad about life because it's somebody else's energy.
Yeah.
Like it's real weird. Like because and it goes that's why sometimes it be like up, down, up, down. As a medium, I wonder is it different for other people, but this feels good, right? This feels like this is Six of Swords in reverse to the grounding. So basically, what I feel with this energy is a person that wants to go ahead and move maybe forward to something new. Maybe you're exhausted with something, or maybe you're expecting something. But with the grounding, I feel like it's a need for you to posture yourself. Like, for instance, I once told my wife, let's go get some bank accounts, even though we don't got no money right now, right? Let's just go get some bank accounts, right? Yep. Set up some different bank accounts. And that's kind of like this energy. It's like,
get ready.
You have to get ready. Like it says Six of Swords in reverse to the grounding. That's basically spirit saying like, you got to get ready for whatever it is that you want. Like it could feel like, maybe it feel like life is denying you a certain thing.
You know what else you told me too? My husband was like, well, imagine, somebody calling you to come somewhere and get on a plane and you ain't got no ID. You don't have, whatever you need to just do whatever you need to do to get where you're trying to go, right?
That's right. Then forth, the universe has a blessing for you that you can't possibly receive, right? Sometime. When it's grounded into the Six of Swords, and it could be a need to, sometimes it's a matter of ego, right? Things become funny. You know, I'm sitting here, I feel a jokey energy, but we live in a time where when people don't understand something, or they don't, like, for instance, a person can hear something that makes them want to change their life in today's society, and instead of them kind of being open about it, they may laugh, like, you know, it may hit them at home, right? It's like, you know, it's like a, so I don't even know where that came from, like, but yeah, ground into the Six of Swords in reverse. And then the Strength in reverse, to take a chance, is definitely Spirit calling somebody to go higher. Like, it reminds me of a verse out the Bible where it says, God's strength is made perfect in my weakness. So it's saying take a chance, strength in reverse. And then it says inner strength. And I was about to say tap in. It says inner strength, self-doubt, weakness, insecurity, low energy, raw emotion, struggle, pride. That's strength in reverse. But take a chance is basically maybe see beyond what you think you know somebody. Lean not toward your own understanding of life in general. Maybe be more open-minded. You know, isolated situations, they make us close ourselves off, and then sometimes we become resentful or defensive to society. You know, you ever lived an unconventional life, or you ever been in a situation that's unconventional? Well, when you're in those kind of situations, right, you gotta be willing to see beyond what you know.
Yeah.
Take a chance. All right, let me get out of that. What you got over there?
I got the Six of Swords over here. So Aquarius, energy, Venus, number 6 could be significant. You could be a life path number 6. Okay? I don't know, but I like this. You know, when I was looking at this Six of Swords here, I was like, you know, someone is learning how to get themselves out of difficult situations, you know. Someone is like, you know, you could be really noticing difficulties immediately and maneuvering through them quickly, you know, right up front, something like that. Okay? I feel like you could also be adapting just new ways and methods of how to do things, you know, because we got realization here. Number 37 could be significant. Okay? But I was looking at this Six of Swords and I was like, someone, you know, I feel like someone's being moved on from something, but it's crazy because even though you're being moved on from a situation, if you notice on this Six of Swords here, there's somebody on, you look, they're not alone. So it's like, you know, you have to move on, but you're not alone, you know? So that's good energy. It's like, you know, you have your spirit guide, you have God, you have people that love you, you know, you have your soul tribe, right? Something like that. Okay? And then we got realization. I feel like you're starting to realize that, yes, I'm not alone. Like, you know, I have protection too, right? I roll with, you know, big spiritual things too, right? Something about that. The frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in this world. Yeah, you're coming to realization of who you are, you know, what you represent, who's rolling with you. That doesn't mean being cocky, you know. It means being confident in who you are and where you come from, where you're going, what your purpose is, right? It's a difference between being cocky and being confident in, you know, what God showed you and revealed to you. Something about that. Because someone's been cleaning their body and their spirit here. We got cleaning your mind and body and spirit. Okay? You can be relaxing nowadays. Right? Coming to the realization that, like, why the hell do I keep worrying about things that I really cannot change? Number 73 is significant here. Okay? Something about the triangle is significant here. A Siamese cat is significant here. Okay? Something about jumping the broom. I don't know if someone's planning on getting married or proposing. We got 3 candles sitting here. I don't know. Someone could be doing some kind of ritual or something with
Yo.
3 white candles.
It got to be some witches on this here.
Okay.
Look at that. Witch's hat, Queen of Pentacles. I think it was 2 of them.
Well, these are, my everyday witch oracle cards, right? So, I don't know. I feel like, this is good energy though, because I feel like, someone's able to relax through their lessons. Like, maybe you used to be so tense when shit would happen to you. You know how you get so tense, so angry that you can't really process, how not to end up in the same situation over and over again. Right? But now you could be really sitting back and looking at the lessons of your life. I'm seeing someone doing like a review of their life right now, sitting back and realizing like, I don't have to worry because everything is okay. Right? And if it's not, it's gonna be, right? Something like that. Somebody's turning facts into theories. That's what it says on the 6 of Wands here. Overcoming difficulties, adapting to change, coming up with different methods for things, right? Different solutions, problem solvers. The 6 of Swords also, with the swords being here, that's like, direct communication. Somebody could be in direct communication with their spirit guides. Okay? Ancestral connection. I don't know. Someone could have had a past life regression session or something like that, or you could be needing one. Okay? I recommend my husband for that.
I heard him just now
okay,
say...
look, I don't do that, but my husband...
I was just about to say, I heard him say, you don't know them.
Okay?
They know you.
Right? Something like that.
This is definitely an Aquarius energy. Because the 6 of Swords is over there. And then you got the Star in reverse right here.
Uh-oh.
Right? Now, my thing is, I'm like, well, why is the Star in reverse? Right? It says lack of faith, despair, discouragement, self-trust, disconnection, insecurity, footnote. But my intuition is leading me to believe that you having a problem communicating with people, right? It's saying, pursue your goals and get what you want. It will provide you wonderful benefits and the people you hold dear. Your ability to communicate is improving at this time, which will make it easier for you to interact with a broad spectrum of individuals. And you know what? I went through this, right? I went through this energy. It feels familiar. It was a time when I began this work and I felt as though my culture would get in the way of what God was giving me. Because I was like, yo, I know what it was like. I was like, it's hard for me to read these books by these professors because I'm seeing things that are beyond this point, right? So then God was like, yeah, this is why I'm telling you to move. So when my gift began to kick in, I began to say, well, maybe I'm just too hood to deliver. I was like, my culture is going to get in the way of my delivery, right? So I felt as though that will hold me up. Then you know what? I began to realize like, well, this is me. So instead of me worrying about my culture getting in the way, I started thinking, well, God will make it do what it do. Like, whatever, as long as my integrity is right, my intentions is in alignment, right? And I'm willing to do the work, boom, right? So that's for you, Star, with lack of faith and disconnection. Because it's real easy to disconnect when you feel like you're not going to be heard anyway. When you feel like you're not going to be understood, because sometimes disconnecting is not weak or any of those things. It's not a judgmental thing. It's a real thing. See, it's something that even the strong do. Because sometimes you don't really want to explain yourself. You don't really want to deal with trying to get into it, so you may just disconnect. But you need to really understand that at this point, you're a star, so that has to be improving for you. You have to realize that you got to communicate and work with what you got. Right? And then it says 2 of Wands, so somebody did, right? 2 of Wands to the step back. Now I see you in the energy of definitely having a more balanced energy, possibly at the beginning of something that's great. And that's the perfect time to step back, right? Why is Spirit saying step back at 2 of Wands? You know why? Because I feel like somebody in this energy, you always starting, and you start off, and sometimes you start wrong and you go far, and then you gotta go back and start again because you didn't do what Spirit is saying. Spirit is saying instead of going ahead, after you start, step back and look at what you started. Review it, like weigh it up, right? You don't always have to start something and keep going without making adjustments. Wise men often change when in doubt.
Come on now.
2 of Wands to the step back is Spirit calling somebody to step back, maybe right where you at in life and what you're trying to do. Whatever you got your hands on, 2 of Wands is a hands-on energy. Step back and look at it, right? To gain perspective is what the card says.
Somebody could have a fractured finger or wrist or something like that. I'm sorry. We got the King of Swords out here, Libra energy and Uranus. Okay? You know, this is just a person that's very sharp and very serious. You know? This is a person that, you know, you can trust to lead you in the right direction. You know, the King of Swords is excellent at leadership, you know? Somebody who's very calm, somebody who's very well-spoken, okay? This could be you right here, because we got Cosmic Flower, number 18.
Even outspoken.
Okay? Right, very outspoken. You know, you could be very outspoken, you know? Libra energy. Libra energy is very balanced, you know? I like Libra energy. We got Cosmic Flower. The frequency of Cosmic Flower activates our remembrance of the place we call home. Okay? So I feel like, you know, there's someone, and because you think very logical, you know what you're here to do. You know it's all about getting back home, whatever home is for you, right? Something like that. The core from which we all pour our magnificence out into the world. And then we got listen to the air. Listen to the wisdom. Okay? Air sign. You could be very wise. Okay? You could be really listening to, you know, make sure you're discerning the voice of God. Like, you know, to make sure that you're moving correctly out here. You know, someone's like trying to be very cautious about what they're doing, right? And you could be making some mistakes. You could be a Libra, right? And maybe you made some mistakes along the way, right? And you're trying to be very cautious about how you do things, right? But you have to remember that you're human and, you know, you have God's protection, and just keep going. You're going to have hiccups, you're going to have hang-ups, you're going to have things that come up, right? But just keep going here. Something about that. Okay. I feel like there's someone, and, you know, God is just really wanting you to remember to listen to wisdom. Like, you know, I know we are all gaining knowledge. We are all smart. We are all intelligent beings, right? But never be unteachable, right? I feel like that's what God is telling us all. Like, never be unteachable, you know? I was talking to a lady that lives in our area, and she's like 80-something, and, you know, she's still willing to, she's so humble, right? You know, she's so humble is what I'm going to say, that she's still willing to learn from little old us, right? And we're still trying to learn from her, right? You know, and her wisdom, and, you know, we exchange wisdom, and it's a beautiful thing. So, you know, don't forget to listen to wisdom, right? If you have an elder around, take advantage of speaking to the elder. Like, they are relevant.
Even
I know
the
it's
ones who not here.
Yeah, and I know it's a battle between, like, you know, male and female, old and young, right? But, like, you know, try to find some balance here, something like that, because there's someone in the energy that is very balanced. They could be very wise.
Let me explain something.
Number 18 is significant.
You know, when you talking about listening to the wisdom of the elder people in your life, even when they leave, their wisdom resonate in the things that they said.
They said to you before.
That happens to me all the time.
Me too. This one right here.
Exactly.
That one right there done told me so many things that were valuable right now. Like, she smiles down on me right now every time I make a good decision on some of the life lessons she taught me and gave me, you know.
And, you know, it's funny. Thank you, Spirit. For, like, people that want to, look, we got a live one right there. I was just about to say, for, like, ancestral communication and contact, It doesn't require a lot of things that you think. It's actually a state of mentality that you need to extend to, right? And you can do it. You can begin that process by hearing the echoes of their wisdom. You get yourself a nice candle, you sit somewhere, and you let the echoes of wisdom that you passed on people, they still exist. So you can stir up a frequency with them, right? It doesn't take a whole lot of ridiculous measures, right? For real, like it really don't.
You know, and that's so true. I'm sitting here and I'm seeing a woman, and your dad could have transitioned, but he taught you how to change a tire. And now, as a woman, you know, even in your heels, you know how to change a tire. You have something valuable that was left to you, even though that energy has transitioned, that person has transitioned, you know, they left something for you. Sometimes we have to sit down and think about, you know, what was left to me? Because that's a part of your spiritual abundance, the things that were left to you, like, you know, being a woman and learning how to change your own tire when you're in need, or, you know, being a man and knowing how to do your daughter's hair or do your own hair or whatever you have to do, different things, right?
Yeah.
You know, that your mom could have taught you, right? However it goes, but yeah, you know, sometimes we just have to sit still and really think about those things and, you know, listen to the wisdom.
You know, I was sitting here thinking as she was saying, well, not really thinking, just intuition, because I don't really think in this place. I just let things
Let it
come
go.
to my mind, right? But it's a difference between spirituality and psychology.
Yeah.
You know, like, and sometimes strengthening your mind, it can help you in your spiritual walk, right? Because your spirit is greater. Your spiritual existence is the greater part of you.
Because life is of the spirit.
Right. It's the greater part of you. Like your mind, it doesn't compare to your spirit. But your mind has to be balanced in order for it to mesh with spirit the right way. Like it's kind of like if you read the Bible, when Jesus had like the spirit of the Old Testament, right? Which in the Old Testament, that spirit, people couldn't have it. Like it would come upon them and it would leave. But then Jesus was like, I'm gonna make it comfortable for you. So I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna leave my spirit.
Come on.
I'm gonna hold this energy. I'm gonna break it down. When I leave, I'm gonna leave a comforter, right? It was kind of like that kind of thing. But yeah, this Seven of Wands out here, to honor yourself, I don't blame you, right? Because it comes down to a matter where, if defending myself means honoring myself, I'm gonna have to defend myself
That's right.
in whatever way is necessary, right? Long as my integrity intact. Meaning, like, Seven of Wands to honor yourself is like somebody send you some BS, right? And you look and you leave it right in red and sat there like, yo, I'm gonna defend myself against that. That's Seven of Wands to honoring yourself, or basically holding up a defense against things that's dishonorable to you. Like it could be people or whatever. And I'm gonna tell you, when you in Seven of Wands to honor yourself, that means that you're surrounded by people that really want you to think low of yourself. They really want you to believe that you in the wrong. This is why Spirit is saying honor yourself, defend yourself with honor, basically. And then Six of Pentacles to have faith is reliance upon Spirit, spiritual reliance. Six of Pentacles to have faith. You have to give equally, right? Are you feeding your spirit, your spiritual relationship, your walk, whatever your relationship may be with God? Obviously, somebody is. Six of Pentacles to have faith is basically an equal give and take. She was saying over here, somebody got a direct link with their ancestors with the Six of Swords over here. So, yeah, Six of Pentacles is giving, receiving, balance, sharing wealth, generosity, charity, sharing, inheritance, which I felt. And let's be real, with the inheritance, everybody likes spiritual inheritance. But along with the inheritance, it comes the good and the bad. So you might inherit a whole lot of things that you need to get rid of along with it, right? This is the dark side to waking up. to your, people wake up to spiritual power and maybe they believe that they all these light beings. No, in actuality, you waking up every part of you. So along with the things that you get, it comes a certain darkness that you gotta balance and be aware of that inheritance, because it can take a hold of you.
Yeah.
Like,
Everything has a duality.
Indeed it do. Generosity, charity, sharing, fairness, gifts, presence, prosperity, and abundance to the have faith. I like it. I'll take it.
Okay. I got affirmation for acceptance. Okay? There's something that, it's the inevitable. It's a part of your fate, your destiny, your purpose. Okay? Affirmation for acceptance. Like, that's just when you accept the calling, you accept that this is my purpose. This is who I am. This is the way I look. This is how this is my personality. This is me. Affirmation for acceptance. You could be really accepting yourself. Okay? I was telling my husband one time, right? I remember when I was young, I went to a school and it was like a mixed school, right? So I went to a mixed school and, a lot of my friends were, European. So I would go to my European friends' homes and I used to be like, well, dang, I like, I think I look pretty okay. But I wish I was European, because maybe if I was European, I could have more things in life, right? I used to think that, right? And maybe you could be coming to a realization too, like I am who I am in life, period, right? We get to looking and wanting to be other things just for, material or, lack of understanding, right? I didn't realize that, I was just okay, just like this, and that people that look like me, they get things too. They can do things too. They can be who they want to be as well, right? So that was a lesson that I had to learn as a little one, right? Affirmation for acceptance is here. And then we got the Two of Pentacles coming out in the reverse. Okay? I don't know. Someone could be like not making a decision that's very mandatory. I'm hearing mandatory, necessary. But the Two of Pentacles in the reverse, that's like, being very passive towards something that needs to be done, needs to be handled, needs to be taken care of. It's the energy of like when we know something needs to be handled, we just don't want to do it here. Integration, number 30. The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balance of life.
I just said
okay?
That's crazy.
I'm sorry, I couldn't read.
Bringing light and dark together.
Yeah, it's a balance, right? It's a duality. We were just speaking about that, So someone needs to know that there's a duality to everything in life. And I don't know, someone could be juggling way too many things as well here.
I feel like somebody, because that card came out again and I spoke about it, don't let your darkness come and overtake you. Like when you refraining from things that you may be trying to get over, like be aware that they're still there and like they can come back and it could get real dark, right? Or don't ever think that, don't ever think like advisable, right? I had a dark past and now everything in my life is just so light.
Right.
I wouldn't think that way because that's not wise. It's not wise to think like that. And sometimes people, they try to persuade you to think like that. But to think like that is to be caught off guard by your own darkness. Like it's always wise to be aware that it's a monster lurking beneath the surface.
Real talk.
In your own self.
That's real, and we're one decision away from being on the other side.
Like don't lose that. And right, and you know how I know, because I just pulled this, right, and when I pulled this, I just got a verse from this old rap group called Mash Out Posse, right? M.O.P. Y'all probably don't know who that is. But they had a song that was like, maintain and hold it down, right? And it says King of Pentacles to the maintain discipline. And I feel like this is a very masculine energy. I feel like this is a very masculine read in these two cards because it's basically telling somebody maintain a discipline to hold it down. The King of Pentacles is an all-season kind of masculine. He always there. Sun, rain, winter, summer. He out there, right? And this maintained discipline is like Spirit calling somebody to probably force yourself to maintain a certain level of consistency. And even if you're a woman, that's a masculine energy. To push yourself towards consistency, that is very masculine, but maybe it could be very much required for somebody, whatever it may be. Because if you can become consistent at a small thing for like 21 days, I think.
It makes a habit. That forms a habit.
It's habit forming, right?
That's right. 21
like
days.
if you can push yourself, King of Pentacles maintain discipline. And then we have over here the Five of Swords, but peace fell out over top of it. And automatically as a medium, you know what I'm going to tell you? That's right, peace over confusion. This is Five of Swords, but the peace fell out over top of it. And I really feel like at this point, we should all be wise enough to know the quickest way for me to sacrifice my peace is to get involved in somebody else's confusion. No matter what the case may be, right? I'm not required to go help. Think about it. Thank you, Spirit. On the Five of Swords, right? You always got like a few fellas on there with the swords, right? Now I want you to notice about confusion, because Five of Swords is confusion. As strong as you are with your gift, right? Do you think that God would send you into a situation with 3 or more people that's already confused for you to make things better?
God is not a God of confusion or chaos. That's where we get confused.
Choose
right?
peace.
You know?
Choose peace. Like, if it's confused over there, if they confused over there, there's confusion going on over there, and they call you for your opinion, don't have one. That's the quickest, that's the best way to stay out of it.
Touching and agreeing with the wrong things.
Just stay out of it. Like, I mean, I'm not advising nobody to be harsh, but I'm trying to give you what Spirit is saying, because in order for you to be operable in your purpose, you need your peace. And if you can't, that's like being in a home, right? Where, you know, let's say you from the hood, now you in a good home in the suburbs, you worked hard, you got established, you away from the hood now. So imagine you being in the comforts of your home, you know, your design, your interior, all of that, you know, your decor. And then somebody from the hood call you and be like, look, we down here going through it. We want you to come down here and sort it out for us. How wise would you be to go down there and sort it out?
Right.
You won't be able to sort it out anyway. You'll be putting yourself at risk. So I feel like Spirit is basically saying, choose peace over anybody's confusion. Yep. Choose peace.
Okay.
Choose it.
We got Gaia over here, number 28. Okay. The frequency of Gaia reminds us that we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are to the Great Mother and the universe that birthed us all. Okay. So, you know, Gaia is all about connection, you know, connectivity, you know, being indivisible, like that kind of energy. So I told you earlier, like, you know, I don't care if you feel alone. You are not on this journey alone. There are so many of you in me, you know, in him, in her, right? We are a mirror reflection of one another, right? So something about that. There could be someone, and I don't know, you could be still disrespecting Mother Gaia, okay? Someone's like, what do you mean I'm disrespecting Mother Gaia? Well, if you're going around and you're throwing your McDonald's trash and your Burger King trash all around the streets, that is disrespectful to Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, right? So I don't know if this is you, but if it is, I would recommend that you begin to pick up your trash, because, you know, when you begin to throw trash into the universe, trash begins to be fumbling down into your own life, and you wonder why things can't get ahead for you. It's like, you know, You're throwing things out on the highway, you know, your bottles, your shoes, your baby diaper when you're done, right?
You don't understand energy.
Right? You don't understand that,
You don't understand energy.
the law of, the law of the universe says that, we literally get back what we put out. So if you put out trash out onto the streets, out into the universe, trash in your writings, trash in your words, right? You receive trash back.
But
that's law.
That's like a beginner's level of ascension, because when you really ascend, you really are. That's one of the first symptoms, good symptoms of ascension.
Right.
You really be aware of throwing trash. You be like, oh, let me get that.
Okay.
You start feeling like, because you start understanding energy.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit is teaching you what she's teaching you is valuable. It's about energy.
Yes.
Like what you throw out, you get back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because why? You put it out.
That's right. It has to come back. Right?
Yeah.
That's why even when we do things, right, and then we're like, oh, I'm sorry, or, I didn't mean to say that, it's already put out there, So that's why it's important for us to pay attention to the things that we let spill out our mouths. The things we go out here and we run and we do, because, sometimes things get damaged like that. And then it's like, man.
Some things you can't get back.
You can't get it back, right?
Yeah, some things you can't.
So we got Gaia here, and go with the flow, okay? I don't know. There could be someone, you could have been on the boat this morning. You could be going on a boat trip, but I don't know. Go with the flow, right? Because we got the King of Cups here, and he's coming out in the reverse. So I don't know. Someone could be feeling bitter or holding some kind of grudge or feeling angry or some kind of self-pity, right? In a situation, because maybe it doesn't look like your normal situation. Because I'm hearing somebody like, I normally got this, I'm used to having such and such, this, I don't know, this, and, I get it. I've been there before, right? But when you find gratitude, right? When you can find the good in a bad thing or an ugly thing, and you go with the flow of life, it allows you to receive more, right? And, a lot of times we want material things, but what we really need is what we get, right? We need things to feed our spirit, because life is of the spirit. These bodies are temporary, right? So we come here to have a human experience, but what we crave is things that fill our spirit up, okay? So I don't know if you're feeling any kind of self-pity, any anger, any kind of bitterness. Let it go, We don't forget, but forgive now, right?
We don't forget.
We don't have to forget things, but we do have to forgive in order to move forward, okay? We got Pisces out here. You could be a Pisces that I'm talking to. You could be a Pisces that cleans up, earth. You could go around and pick up trash. I'm seeing someone, I don't know if you rescue animals. You could work at a rescue shelter or something like that. A very nurturing energy, okay? But I don't know, you could be just going through a moment. How sometimes you just go through a moment and you need somebody to talk you out of it. Well, I'm here to do it, right? Something like that.
Good advice. Over here, I had peace on the last Akashic record draw, and now I got peaceful. 8 of Pentacles to the peaceful card. And me, myself, my advice to somebody, because this is somebody, you definitely work hard on yourself, and you work hard to obtain a peaceful place. 8 of Pentacles to the peaceful. Now, my thing is, you got to ask yourself, is there anything outside of that worth compromising that? Because I'm not talking to, 8 of Pentacles is not a slacker energy. 8 of Pentacles is a self-mastery energy. To the peaceful is a person who you done gained, you done, look at the ancestors out here. Hey, y'all.
Didn't I say the color green was significant?
They out here, look at them.
We had that green bud.
So basically, like I was saying, this 8 of Pentacles to the peaceful is a person that has worked to obtain peace, right? And Spirit is saying, is anything outside of, because my peace is not up for compromise. That's one thing I'm not offering. Like, what's peaceful for me and myself, like my wife, the things that we create, the comforts that we have, the life that we have, this becomes the peaceful place. So on a personal level, I feel like, why would I compromise that? And I feel like anybody that has a peaceful place that you know you worked hard for, Eight of Pentacles, right? And then it has Page of Pentacles in reverse to the brave spirit. So now what I'm saying about somebody, and this is just spirituality right here, right? A lack of commitment, greediness, and laziness, right? And I'm going to tell you what I see. This could be you, it may not be, but if it's you, just be honest with yourself behind the screen, right? Lack of commitment, greediness, and laziness is like imagine me being a person that want things from spirit. I want spiritual things, right? But I'm really greedy because I really want them, but I'm really lazy because I don't want to make the effort to go get them. I just want them, right? That's a Page of Pentacles in reverse energy. Very immature, right? Brave spirit, though, right? So I can say to somebody, you're going to have to be willing to go deeper within yourself to get to the place, you know, that deep place where you want to, for somebody you want more. But spirit is saying, like, you want more, but you got to do more. Like, whatever it is, what you have
because
to do
to
more.
whom much is given, much is required.
You want more. And some people, they think they want things that they don't really want in certain practices. So you got to really be aware, like, you know, like it says Eight of Pentacles. So somebody, I'm hearing them say the magic is perfected. Whoever that may be, the magic is perfected. So, you know, in regards to that right there, work hard for the money.
I told you guys number green was, I said number green was significant.
Green everywhere.
Okay?
Heart chakra.
We got the Fool coming out, Aquarius. Have you on the Aquarius? Who is an Aquarius here? There's an Aquarius definitely in this energy. Okay? You've been popping out all night, Aquarius. Okay? Ooh. Let's see. We got the Fool coming out, and I love this because it follows up by the heart chakra, number 4. You could be a life path number 4, okay? And we got 36, prosperity. So this tells me that, like, someone's, you know, having faith, and it leads to prosperity, okay? Someone actually listens to, you know, what resonates in their heart, their spirit, their soul, their body, right? Someone's not listening to the crowd anymore. I feel like abundance is here, you know, because you're following your heart and taking risks, healthy risks. I remember a couple months ago, you know, it kept coming out in the message, you know, God was like, you know, tell the collective to take risk, healthy risk, right? And I kept saying, take healthy risk. And I feel like someone's doing this here, okay? You could be traveling or something like that, okay? There could be someone packing up and just leaving, like, you know, I don't need any of this stuff. I'm ready for a whole new beginning, something like that. You could be leaving something, you know, painful and moving on to a more calm situation. You know, I feel like, you know, there's someone and you feel like you are taking control of the situation right now. With the Fool card, you know, being willing to risk it all, it puts you in control of the situation at hand here. And then we got the heart chakra. It says the frequency of the heart chakra, the green flower of life, supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and the body and the spirit, number 4. Okay? I don't know. Somebody could be walking away from something after 4 years. Okay? This could be a job, whatever it is. Right? This could be, you know, a home. Because I'm seeing someone leaving a home. I see somebody packing things up. Okay, maybe you're giving a lot of things away, things that you thought were valuable. Maybe those are not so valuable anymore. Maybe you had to pack up and leave due to, a real life situation, and you learned that, look, this is more important than any of these things. Something like that. We got prosperity here.
Yo.
The frequency of prosperity supports our feeling of well-being by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our mind, body, and soul and spirit sing. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of abundance and the riches that the universe provides. So prosperity, that's finding the joy in the small things, is what it's saying here. Paying attention to the riches that are being provided for you. Okay? Maybe you're looking for dollar bills, gold, silver, but God is providing food on the table every day. You can have a big family, because I'm saying like a family of 10, something like that. Someone could be like, really making things happen on very little resources. Maybe you had a lot of resources and God is showing you it doesn't take all of this to be who I need you to be, because I love the weak. I love the ones that are counted out. Something like that. Number 0 for the Fool is here. Someone's on the beginning of a journey as well.
Fool's energy. 4 Pentacles to the growing. And then you got the Magician to let go. 5 of Wands bring balance. So 4 Pentacles to the growing is definitely prosperity, and it's definitely saving. Like,
hold it on. Hold it strong.
I just see somebody you saving. Like, you might be saving a little bit out of each check. Maybe you saving money by telling people no. Like, 4 Pentacles to the growing. It's definitely like, it's kind of like holding back or stacking money, but it's amounting to growth. So it could easily be learning how to not be so giving. And you could be moving in that energy where it could be people actually calling you stingy because of it. Mm-hmm. Maybe you being stingy with your own energy. It doesn't have to be money. Maybe like people used to you giving yourself, and now you like, nah, I'm not, But it spells growth, whatever it is, right? And then the Magician to let go. 5 of Wands bring balance. Yeah, I kind of just feel like the 4 Pentacles to the Magician, 5 of Wands, it definitely feels like a lot of competition going on. You could be making moves. You could be moving in a way where, like, I just feel a person that's releasing things, right? And like, if I be honest, I feel like it's people in the background and maybe they compete with you in a way, or maybe they discuss what you're doing right now. Like, I don't know, it's kind of really hard for me to dig all the way into this like this, but I do see a person who is doing well, either saving money, holding back your energy. You're doing something that has to do with some type of discipline. It's leading to your growth and letting go. The Magician, like, you're easily, like, I just feel wounded people, With the 5 of Wands, it's wounded people in your energy. They could be hurt by your changes. So you have to decide, are you going to allow your changes, right, that's for you to be, I guess, dictated, or, I don't know, but I know if I were you, if it was me in this energy, I would continue to do whatever I needed to do to grow. And that's just a fact, right? It says bring balance to the 5 of Wands, which is even avoiding it. Continue to avoid it. Like, some calls, you don't gotta answer them. Why pick them up?
Right.
you don't, it shouldn't be nobody. It should never be somebody that message me or call me and make me feel like I gotta call them or I'm guilty or something. Look, all these. So that's a big one. So out the window with that, like, you know, I mean, do what can, like I said, do what keeps you growing.
Okay.
All right, y'all. This was a rough one.
It was alright.
Fighting through it, like.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. It's been a long day. I was yelling at the football game, losing my voice. So, you know, we're going to jump up on here. Okay?
We're going to play y'all out, though.
Thank you for your energy. I said, thank you for your energy. Hey. Hey. And thank you for your energy. Hey. Thank you for your energy. Hey. That was the message. Hey. Keep your spirit protected. Accept or rejected. Hey. But that was the message. Hey. Message. Hey. Thank you guys so much for joining our channel once again. Okay? We love you guys so much. We can't wait to meet you guys in person as well, right? We got a lot of big plans. Okay? If you enjoyed the live, we would ask that you subscribe to the page so that you can get more videos like this one. Hey, it's like, what's your zodiac sign? Hey, hey. We love you guys so much. We'll see you guys in the morning. We elemental beings.